Chapter 31. Even. Eric found the number in the phone book and dialed. Yeah? Hi, this is Eric. Is Griff, phone! It was a male voice, the father. What? It was Griffin now, but with the same unfriendly tone as his father. It's Eric. There was a pause on the other end, a moment of silent appraisal. So, I need to talk to you. Can I come by tomorrow afternoon? Mañana doesn't work, Griffin answered. I'll be out most of the day. It was the confirmation Eric needed. After dinner, maybe, Griffin suggested. Nah, never mind. It can wait. Oh, no, you can't do that, Griff protested. You called me, remember? Now you've got to say what it's about. So Eric flat out let the words fly. I'm not going to steal for you. It's a stupid idea. If that's the way you want it, Griffin said. It's your life. I know about the break-ins, Eric said. He was bluffing now, playing a hunch. He didn't know anything, but he wanted to hear Griffin's response. What are you talking about? You have to stop, Griffin, Eric warned him. You'll get caught. Nope, I don't think so. So there it was, just as Eric suspected. Griffin Conley had graduated from stealing birthday money to petty burglary. It was more sad than surprising. Why do you care, anyway? Griffin asked. It was a fair question. Because I do, Eric answered. Sure, like I believe that. Eric sighed. He suddenly felt tired, so tired. The seconds yawned past. Well, Griffin asked, is that all you wanted to say to me? That's pretty much it. Griffin snorted. And that's just lame, if you ask me. I guess I'm lame then, Eric said, with a shrug in his voice. See you around, Griff. Click. Eric met Mary at 1 o'clock the next afternoon, down the block from the Conleys. They slowly walked past the house. Driveway is empty, Eric noted. I don't see any lights on. Nobody's home. Eric, Mary said, this is such a bad idea. I mean, in the history of bad ideas, this is right up near the top. Next to, I don't know, veggie burgers and spandex unitards. Eric smiled, not dissuaded. I have to do this. He stole something from my brother, and something from me. I want it back. It's just money, Eric, and a stupid CD. You can burn another one. It's more than that, Mary, Eric answered. I need to do this. And if you get caught, I won't, Eric promised. Griffin will be gone all day. I called the house 5 minutes ago. No one's home. I'll be in and out. Besides, I've got you on lookout. I'm going to ring the bell, just to be sure, Mary said. And she did, marched right up there and rang more than once. No one answered. Mary seemed disappointed. Griff once told me they always leave the back door open, Eric said. Mary nodded in agreement. She knew the same thing. Before you go in, check the garage. Make sure the car isn't parked in there. The house had a detached garage behind the house, at the end of the driveway. Eric glanced toward it, distracted, and nodded. Wait! Give me your cell phone, Mary said. Why? Just do it, Mary demanded, holding out her hand. She punched her phone number into Eric's cell, answered the phone, and then hit the mute button. Here, she handed his cell back to him. Now we're connected. It's a one-way intercom. If you have any problems in there, just give a shout. I'll hear you. Okay, cool. I saw it in the movie once, Mary explained, but everybody in it died anyway. Nice, Eric murmured. He jerked his head down the road. And what about, if anybody shows up, I'll be doing push-ups on the doorbell, she promised. Eric turned to leave. Eric, please, this doesn't prove anything, Mary pleaded. Sorry. The back door opened soundlessly. Eric stepped into the house and waited, every muscle taut, like he was 5 years old again and caught in a game of freeze tag. The door had opened into the kitchen. Dishes were piled in the sink. The morning paper was on the table, open to the funny pages. The coast was clear. Eric silently made it to the main hallway and then up the stairs. His body quivered, fingers trembled. He wanted this to be over as quickly as possible. When he reached the top step, Eric heard it. One loud thunderous snore, then silence. Eric pinned himself to the wall, like an exotic bug with a needle stuck through it. He didn't move. He didn't breathe. The snore came from a bedroom down the hallway. Eric peeked around the corner. The door was ajar. It must have been the master bedroom. Mr. Conley was in there, sleeping off a night shift. Another great gasping snore shook Eric's insides. His stomach did cartwheels. Idiot, he cursed himself. In his haste, Eric had neglected to check the garage, and now he was paying the price. But instead of leaving immediately, just easing down the stairs and slipping out the front door, Eric waited, paralyzed. The snoring was unvarying, on and off in regular intervals. Eric hesitated at the top of the stairs, trying to make a decision. Directly opposite him, there was a bathroom. The snoring came from a room to the left. The other door was probably a linen closet, Eric figured. Griffin's door was 5 feet to Eric's right. Screw it, Eric decided, mustering his courage. This would only take a minute. Once he stepped inside Griffin's room, Eric untied his sneakers and set them down on a dresser. He moved purposefully to the wooden box that Griffin had shown him on Eric's first visit to the house. My souvenirs, Griffin had called them. Eric realized what they were. Little keepsakes, mementos of past triumphs. A pin lifted from the jacket of another student. A tooth knocked out in a fight. A small American flag taken from a dog's grave. Various hood ornaments snapped off cars. Small items from the cars he burglarized. A bunch of old coins, and more. The guy was as sentimental as a punch in the face. There was a fat wad of cash rolled up in a rubber band. Eric unrolled the money, counted out $27, replaced the wad, now a touch lighter, and returned the box to its exact spot on the shelf. He glanced around the room. Where's the CD? Eric found a disordered stack by the bedstand, a random clutch of music. Eric wondered if they all had been stolen. A tough way to put together a good collection. He found the slim, homemade case to his father's CD. It was empty. Next to the iHome, there was a small CD player. Eric stealthily moved to it, pressed the open button, and there it was, the CD his father had made for Eric. Griffin must have been listening to it, even after he had made fun of Eric for it. What was it he said? I have to tell you, buddy, very weak. Why is he like that? Eric could never understand. He was almost out the door, almost home free, when he had one last thought. Eric found a scrap of paper and a pen by the desk. He glanced out the window. There was no one around. Mary had wisely moved a few yards back down the block, out of sight. He scribbled a few words on a piece of paper. Now we're even, and tucked it into the wooden box on the shelf. Eric moved to the door, his hands squeezing the knob. Eric tilted his head, listening. Something had changed. It wasn't that he heard a sound. It was what he didn't hear. Snoring. He put his ear to the door, straining for any sound. He should have snored by now, Eric thought. Then whoosh, the toilet flushed. Mr. Conley, 275 pounds of fat, mean ex-linebacker, had been sitting on his throne about 15 feet away. Eric made himself small behind the door. Maybe he breathed. He couldn't be sure. Every muscle in his being, every nerve fiber, every cell was focused on listening. He heard muffled sounds, water running, the clank of something against the wall. Feet, slippers, shuffling on the tile, the bathroom door opening. Thump, thump, thump. The giant was not only awake, he was fee-fi-fo-fum, headed downstairs.